Hi everyone, welcome to LAWQUEZ CarCraft. Today we got the 2021 F150 with the 8-inch screen Sync 4 system. As you can see, they have redesigned the interior dash. The buttons over here and the vents are redesigned. Today we're going to be installing our 13-inch screen here. We're going to show you how to uninstall the dash and the trim decorative panels so we can install the new screen here. I want to show you that this car only comes with the reverse camera, the manual AC controls. If we look on the left, here's the instrument cluster. This one is pretty basic and has a little screen in there. So we're going to be uninstalling the trim around the vents here on the right. So we're just going to use our pry tool here. Maybe press this button to open this. There you go. So over here, I'm just using my pry tool here, and I pry outwards so you can get that leverage over here on the bottom. All right, so we're going to continue prying this way. So keep prying, put even pressure, so not one area has too much pressure. There you go, to the top. So we'll just put the pry tool here, along here. There we go. Keep going down this way. Maybe you can even put the pry tool here. So there you have it. So this is the whole piece. Now I'm going to flip it around so you guys can see all the clips holding the piece in. Then we can put this one away for now. All right, so we're going to lift off this piece, this rubber mat over here. We're going to put it to the side, and we got our 7mm. So you got to watch out for this step. You're going to need some clearance here. Maybe use a 90-degree attachment or a short screwdriver. And then once we open this one, there you have it. So these two are out, we can leave them here. So here I am, I just put my pry tool at this angle here. So I'm gonna grab this trim here and pry outwards, just like so. And then I have some leverage to pull the rest out. Right, and then we go across here. Keep going, across. Maybe use the pry tool here. There you go. I'm going to keep prying this way. So there you have it. We got the whole piece right here. If we flip it upside down, we can see it's just a bunch of clips. All these clips here. All right, now we're going to put it away, put it to the side for now. So we have the original climate controls and the four-wheel drive controls as well. And the outlets over here is going to be on top of the area that we want to work on. So we're going to have to move it out of the way first. So we got some 7mm screws here, and we need to take it out. So I got the bottom piece unscrewed there where the climate controls are. And so I'm just going to tug on it a little bit, just like so. I don't need to take the whole thing out as long as I have the clearance to pull off the screen. So now we got some screws for the screen to pull off. I'm going to start with the bottom right over here. And then the top right over there. And then we move on to the top left. All right, and then there's one more on the bottom left. And I'm pretty sure there's one more behind here. So over here, there's gonna be one more screw here. So we could just use our pry tool. Just held in by clips. You can see so we don't need to pull the whole thing out. We just have access to the screw right there. There it is, 7mm. So we'll use our little driver here. Start pulling it out. So here we have the screw here. Got to be careful with this one. There it is. So I'm going to start on the right hand side first. There's a clip here. So I'm gonna pull this part off like this, right, and then up here. All right, and I can move on to the top here. Top is not secured, only the left side is. And then, so this piece is clipped to our bezel there, so we need to unclip it. There we go. Now it's unclipped. I guess before you move on, we need to unplug the buttons up here. So up here are the buttons. And then just press on the tab there, just like so. The tab is on the top or on the left. This one as well. Just like so. Just 2 buttons here only. Then we have a bit more leverage to pull the whole screen off, the whole bezel. But there's one more plug here. And there's one more plug here for these controls over there. So there's the plug is right there. So then we just press down here. There's the button to press. Here it is right there. Perfect. All right, so that was a total of 4 plugs that we need to unplug. Now we got the bezel out. And then here's the back of the bezel. The vents. 1, 2, 3, 4 we unplugged today. For now, we're going to put this away, but later on we'll need to take out the vents and the buttons to put onto the new system. So here we have the front fascia completely gone. As you can see, whenever we never fully uninstalled this one, we just moved it a bit. So we have the original 8-inch screen here. Now we're going to use our same screwdriver, the 7mm socket, and then we're going to take out 4 screws here on the front. Oh, gotta watch out for that one. So we got the 4 screws uninstalled from the screen. So we're gonna try to pull off the trim on the top here. Watch out for the screws. It's just held in by clips after we take the 2 screws out from there. So, and then do the same thing on the left there. So this is, in case you have a center speaker, it will be this plug here. Just to show you the clips. Here are the clips there. Okay, so we got 2 screws behind the screen right here. I'm gonna just take it off like this. These ones are really tight, so you have to use a lot of torque. But once you get them free, they're pretty easy. So it'll be 2 of them in total. Okay, so we got the 2 screws behind the screen taken out. Now we just had to put the screw back here so the screen can still be holding up there. But these are the 2 screws that we took out. This is behind the screen like this, held on to this one and this one, these 2. So watch out for these 2. Then you have the original LVDS plug here. So press on the tab and then unplug. There it is, easy peasy. So here we have the sync module. This is going to be the brains of the infotainment system in the car. And just above, here's the silver box up there. This one is the ACM. This one is the audio control module. Our system here that we're installing retains the original radio. So that means you're not going to be pulling out the original ACM. You're not going to be pulling out the original sync module as well. All right, so here we have the box here with the unit. The screen's in there. And then we have the model number there. We're going to open the box here. So here we have the SIM card slot adapter. So if in case you have maybe the small SIM card, then you can change the adapter size there. Here's the warranty paperwork. And then we'll move on to the manual. The manual has instructions on how to use the system and the user interface, how to connect the Wi-Fi, how to control the AC controls, how to connect the CarPlay It's a good thing to read this one before you get started. And if we move on, we can see, take off the foam on the top, then we can see the screen right here. This is the screen. We're going to open it. So here's the new screen. As you can see, it's kind of like bare bones. We have to transfer our original vents and the buttons on the top. If you only have 2 buttons like we do, the box will come with a spare blank, to cover the remaining hole. So you have to transfer these parts as well. And here's the back of the screen, right? The GPS, the 4G antennas, different connectors there, and the sync LVDS. All right. So for now, we'll put it back in the bag. So here we have the bag of the harnesses and accessories. So just dump everything here. Here we have the little speaker. It's optional. This is not necessary. Here's the GPS antenna for the offline navigation. Here we have the RCAs or aftermarket reverse camera, aftermarket front camera, and this one supports the 360 cameras, but as long as the 360 camera setup outputs to 1 video signal. And then this is the left and right audio input signal. And these two, when you put the gear in reverse, these 2 wires will send out 6 volt and 12 volts to power, like let's say a reverse camera. Here's the CAN bus module. This one will be responsible for decoding the audio from the screen to the car speakers. Here's the USB connections. This one is a must in case you want to software update your system. These are the blanks I referred to earlier. One comes with the silver and it comes with the black, depending on your dash style. Here's the external microphone if you'd like to run that one, but the screen does come with a built-in microphone. Here we have some 4G antennas, 2 of them. You can mount them in the dash somewhere. Here we got the SIM card holder in case you have a physical SIM card you want to use with the system, but the system does support eSIM. And here's the main power harness. This one will go in between the old system so we can power the new system. So for testing purposes, we'll just use these 2. So this is all the wiring included in the box. If you guys are missing anything, please contact AuCar for further support. So I've got the main power harness right here, and then we're going to plug our CAN bus module here first. Make sure there's no wires coming out from the other side, and the pins over here are not bent. If all is good, then you may continue. Make sure you hear the clicking sound and then do the tug test to make sure it doesn't come off. So over here, we're going to unplug the sync main power connection there. So this one's pretty simple to take off. Just press the tab here and then open the latch and it comes off like so. There we go. So this is a T-harness. So T-harness means dual connections here. So we're going to plug it in right here. Close the latch. Perfect. In this connection here, you need to open the latch as well. And then plug the connection down here. You want to take your time with this one. There's no rush for this. This antenna is in the way, so I feel like we can unplug the antenna. Here's the antenna. It's just in my way, so for now I'll unplug it while I plug in the main power harness. Perfect. The main power harness is fully secure. Now I can put my antenna back. All right, antenna is plugged in. Now we have the main power connection and the audio connection ready for our testing the unit. All right, so we're going to take off these controls here. Very easy to do. So as you can see, it's already coming off, but just to show you. So you just press on these tabs here. One here, one other one there, right? And then one here again, and another one there. Very easy. You're just pressing inwards on these tabs there, and it will come off. And then we'll plug it in here just for testing. Here we have the LVDS, the main power, and the audio. And you still have this is just the controls for the power and the tune buttons and the next, previous, pause, audio, display off. Those buttons there. You can also take off these top buttons as well. These ones are really easy. We're just pressing on the side. Each side press inwards and it'll pop right off. So just for testing it, we're just going to hook up everything, but not fully install everything. Same thing with this one. Press on the sides there. There you go. Same thing. Just press on the sides and then plug it in here. So here we have the new screen. I'm going to start plugging just the main stuff in. So we can first plug in the audio right here. Audio will go right here. And then we can plug in the main power. This is the main power. And then lastly, we can plug in our LVDS for testing, just like so. Now the system is powering up here. So we have the key here. We're going to put an accessory for now. So you can see the screen here is turning on. Let's see if we can find a brightness setting. Let's see up here. So there's a brightness control right there. Let's see here. We have apps over there. Let's see if we can find console. Here's console. So that'll bring us to the original 8-inch screen right there. So this is the original sync. Right now it's playing the radio, but at least we can see it. We can control it as well. Right, we got the apps and stuff, you know, all the original stuff here. You can still access the features if you want to control the features there. Now we can go to the apps over here on the big screen. And, you know, here's the apps, Sirius XM. If you want to increase the volume, here's the volume. We can check out reverse camera. Here it is right here. As you can see, it takes up the whole screen. So it's a nice upgrade from the original. Put it back in park here. And then let's show you guys the climate control here. So even though it's manual down here, it'll still show you up here, but I'm pretty sure you cannot control because it's still manual there. All right, so we have, you know, the file browser if you want to transfer files, Bluetooth music if you want to listen to music, HD video, Bluetooth there to hook up your phone. So this is the connection interface. So when you're on your phone, you want to look for this name there. So that's how you connect your phone here. We go to apps here, the navigation. Here's the CarPlay and the Android Auto there. The APK installer, the Google Maps and Play Store will require Wi-Fi connection or SIM card connection. Netflix is there, it's supported. Sirius XM is there. The music tab here. Here's the console. Another way to access the console is here, and you still have those controls at the bottom of the screen, same controls that were there, original physical controls. Telephone stuff over there. Navigation here will bring you to Google Maps, but you're gonna have to download the offline maps if you want to use offline. The Google Maps requires a constant internet connection to function. Settings there, like hook up the internet, Wi-Fi connection, and then you can turn it on and then find the Wi-Fi connection there, maybe from your phone hotspot or whatever. We have more here, so more Android settings here. You got system here, like factory settings, for example. So you don't want to mess with this at the moment, but just to show you guys, you can access that one. Software version, you can see the software version. And setting guide, vehicle type protocol selection. So it's just some settings here, and if you'd like to know more about how to use it, just please access the manual. The book is included in the box. You can view that one to see how to run this system here. Press home. All right, this is the main home page here. All right, so you know, make sure everything works, make sure the audio is working as well, and then you can go ahead and start installing the air vents and the buttons there on the top. So we have the CarPlay connection loaded right now, and this is how the CarPlay looks like. So you can see how it's running. It's kind of smooth, as you can see when you change the interface. Runs nice and smoothly there. All right, some apps there. So yeah, and then if you want to go back to the original system, you can click on the GT6 car, just like so. Yeah, that's how you exit it, and to go back, just click the AuCarAuto if you're running the CarPlay. So as you can see here, we have the CarPlay playing the music, and the music is working. Here's the volume controls. So that's the volume controls on the top there, and then the steering wheel controls are still supported as well. You can press the steering wheel controls. So the next step now, we have to finish installing the air vents on the new system and the buttons on the top, and then fasten everything up now that the testing is complete. All right, so we're going to take off the vents here. So we're just going to run it like this. Put some leverage there. So we got this side all clear, and then we'll do the same thing on this side. Let's see here. Maybe start from here first. Oh, there's one more on the top. You have to watch out for that one. So here we have the vent there. This is going to be for the left. Okay, same thing on the right vent there. Just put some leverage there. Same thing here. Okay, then the top. There we go. Now on the side. So here we have the right vent there, and then now we're going to take off the button here. So same thing, just press on these tabs there, inwards. There you have it. You could probably transfer these as well. May or may not be necessary, but you can transfer these. These are like some stubs there to keep to fasten the screws, these screws at the bottom here. Right, so as you can see the back of the new screen doesn't have, so you better to transfer them as well. All right, so for this one, it's pretty simple. Just press inwards, right? So this is the piece here, very simple. And then I can show you how to put it onto the new system. So from the front, and that's it. So we've transferred all the mounting screw holes there. Now we can transfer the air vents as well. So we can start off with the right first. So we'll just flip it over. The right, here it is. So just align these slots here on that side too, 3 on each side. And then 1 more at the top. So just align it. You can see you have to align it like this. The same thing on this side. Align these ones, and then don't forget the top as well. And then just push downwards. Once you push, everything locks in place. Same thing for this one over here. This is the button to open the storage compartment there. So push it in from the front, like so. And there you have it. So the right side is done there. Now we have to move on to the left side there. So we'll turn it upside down and then put the air vent here, just like so. Same thing before, align all the slots there. Right, and then push downwards. Then all the clips are clipped in. And then we have to transfer these controls as well here. The controls are over here. So it pushes in from the front. And then all the stuff here will align. There you have it. And then all that's left is to put one blank here and then put the other 2 buttons there. All right, so here we have the 4G antennas and the GPS antenna. So first, maybe we can run the 4Gs first. So we're just gonna open it up here and we're gonna take off the cable tie. Here we have it. So I'm thinking maybe we could run the antenna somewhere up here, somewhere it's a flat surface, and I'm gonna clean the environment there so that it's not dirty. So I'm just gonna install it here, just like so. It's a pretty good spot there. Just show you how to run the wiring. So here I have the wiring, and then you can bring it down here, or maybe here where my fingers are. My fingers are dangling there, so I can bring it down there. Bring it on through. And there you have it. And then the rest of the slack can just coil it up, and then the rest just use the same cable tie, or you can use electrical tape, and then you can secure this one. And there you go. So you have our first antenna run, fully installed, and then we can move on to our next 4G antenna. Here it is. Do the same thing on this side. Clean the surface where you want to put the antenna. And then we're going to take up the cable tie here. And then if you like, you can even run it through the back over here, like so. Just like so. And then you can take off the red tape there. So here we have it. Pretty good spot there. And then the rest, again, just coil it up, because otherwise if you don't make it neat, it will be too messy inside. Okay. The next one we can do is our GPS antenna. Here it is. And then we can find a good spot for this one as well. So in some cars, if you don't have space here, you can run it over there in this corner there, and run the wire in between the trim. But in this case, we're gonna try to run everything over here. On top of the vent is not bad as well. So you can try the top of the vent. So here we have the antenna right there. Here it is, right on top of the right air vent, and I ran the wire same way I ran the wire over here. And then I run extra wire all the way over here, then can coil the rest. So now we don't have that much slack, but just enough to plug in our system. There you have that. As previously mentioned, we're not going to run our external little mini speaker here. We'll just put it to the side. This is for aftermarket reverse cameras or aftermarket front camera. So you only need to use this one if you intend to use one of those. And we're not going to use the microphone as well. And here's the SIM card and the USB cables. I think it's a good idea to run maybe the USB cables over here. And then there's just tabs we need to bring in a bit, like so. You can even take off the whole thing if you need to. Depends on your situation. And then we have the USBs and the 4G SIM card cables here, the connectors there, the brown and the light blue. The USBs is really important for you to run so that you can update your system in the future. And then you can run them through here. Very simple. So here you have your connections here. And then you can just put this one back. There you go. Now all the connections are here. In this case, I'll unplug the two connections up here so that I can put the buttons on the new system. All right, so here we have the screen, the back of the screen. So we can start maybe with this one first, since it's a bit hard for us to reach, or maybe do it more later. We can start off with the wiring that has the most slack. So here we have the 4G connection, the 4G SIM card slot, the dongle. We have the GPS here, the blue one. Then we have the USBs, which is the brown one. Here we have the camera one. This one will go here on top of the brown one. Right? And then if you're using the little speaker, which is optional, you plug the purple one here. And then the speaker will plug into the black one. Here we have the 4G antenna, one of them. It doesn't matter which one you use, which one you screw onto. They function the same. Then we have the 4G antenna. Okay, and then we can do the power, or we can do the audio first. The audio. Without this one, then you won't get any audio from the new screen to the car speakers. We'll do the power next. Here's the power. We can tuck the CAN bus inside somewhere. And then we have two more connections to go. So the two connections, one of them is here. So it might be hard to see. All right, we heard the clicking sound. And then the LVDS is right here. It goes right here. Okay, perfect. You can see the system is turning on again. And then we're going to try to push it in. Maybe this one's in the way. And then we have the buttons up here. Then we have the blank here, depending on the trim of the vehicle. So if you want to match the buttons, then you want to use the one that's black. There you go. And then you can put the screws here, screws there, screws here, screws there. And if you want the screw behind this one as well. So we can put one screw here. And then we can put one more screw up here. You can put one screw on the left there. And then one screw here. In my opinion, like the one behind there is kind of like more of an optional thing, because you already have the 4 screws on the screen itself, on the bezel, the new bezel. All right, and then we can push the top back in, the bottom, sorry. And then you can put the 4 screws here. So we have the screws right here fastened. All right, now we can get that silver piece, or maybe First, we can push this one in here. There you go. And then we can get that really long piece here. Maybe the key's in the way, so we'll take out the key. So this piece will go here. So that piece is there installed, and then we're gonna have to put the top piece here, like so. So we're gonna click all in, and then you gotta put the screws on the top here. So when we put the 2 screws here, then we can put our rubber piece here again, and then we're almost done here. Just one more piece on the top, the final piece. And there it is. Pretty much the whole system has been fully installed. Go turn on the vehicle here. And here you have the new screen. This is the new 12-inch screen right here, fully installed. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the installation tutorial from LAWQUEZ for the AuCar 13-inch screen. This is for the Ford F-150 2020 to 2025. For more specifics, please visit the description in the AuCarAuto.com website. If you guys are interested to purchase this unit for yourselves, we have a promotion going on. Please use the code LAWQUEZ at the checkout for the AuCarAuto.com. This screen is only compatible for the cars that come with this design dash, but only come with the 8-inch screen. So be careful with that one. If you already have the 12-inch factory screen, this is not going to work. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.